It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. City officials are focusing on flu vaccinations for Milwaukee Public School students. City Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Totoris says the Milwaukee Health Department is extending the upcoming vaccinations clinics.
To meet that demand for this year, we've actually increased the hours and increased the evening and weekend hours. There'll be resources about some of the other services that are offered at MHD, and it's really geared at helping parents have the right information to make the decisions to get their children vaccinated.
Totoritis says no appointments are needed, but children must be on Medicaid or uninsured to be eligible. A trial date is set for the man accused of murdering a Milwaukee police officer. 22-year-old Tremaine Jones faces 3 felony charges, including first-degree intentional homicide in the shooting death of the officer Kendall Corder back in June. Corder and his partner were responding to a domestic violence call when they were ambushed in an alley. Officer Christopher McRae was shot in the foot and back. Jones will face a jury on March 30th, 2026. If convicted, he could face life in prison. Medical marijuana has become a hot topic as part of the Wisconsin governor's race. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, who is also running for governor, says that he supports legalization if it brings more income into the state.
We've seen folks go in the referendum having to, pay for their schooling. This is an opportunity to put those dollars towards education. This is an opportunity to help out many of our rural farmers and helping to save their farms and their community, to give them another opportunity to grow a different crop if they so choose to. So I am a huge proponent of legalization.
Wisconsin is one of 10 states that has not legalized medical marijuana. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So let's see. Yeah, it's fine. It's new. It's brand new. Well, I'm happy now. I have a new mic cover. So, of course, then I screw it up and. Well, actually, it'll be like 12. He said 30 minutes until I get mine. I'm like, no, it'll be like 12 minutes. But, who's counting? Who's counting? Okay. So he's going to get it, and I'll get it and all that. 833-212-1017 is the number. Just to let you know, I'm off tomorrow. I'm taking another day off so I can have a long weekend. And I'm doing, guess what? Guess what I'm doing? Nothing. I'll be sitting there listening to the truth 24/7. So it'll be great. Just like you. It'll be great. So I have an issue. I'm going to do a little bit of semi-pop-off today just because it's Thursday, not Friday. Couple things. I haven't heard from a few people. Eastside Corey, Southside Frank. I haven't heard from Al in Sherman Park. I haven't heard. Yeah. And Sandra. I haven't heard from anybody. Where y'all at? What's going on? Shoot a talk and text. 833-212-1017 is the number. But the easiest way you can do it is stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Here you go. There you go. I'll just get that to you. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Thanks. All right. I'm happy. Or just shoot us at, hit us on 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a live show. And then if it's not live, then you can just go to YouTube and watch the rebroadcast. Or you can go to 1017thetruth.com and watch the rebroadcast. Or just turn on your radio and listen to the rebroadcast. Either way, we are here everywhere you go. Are we live on X as well? And we're live on X. So now there's absolutely, positively no reason why you can't, right? You can stay around. Let me also, before I get in trouble, what's up, Quanda, Mao? Not really a city girl. She left early yesterday. She said she had some work to do. Matthew, what's going on? All that. Quanda said, enjoy your weekend doing nothing and why the darkness in clothing. It's called gray. It's called gray. Adjust your TV. It's gray. See? It's gray. So I like to match. I'm sorry. I apologize for matching. Hey, what's up, Dimitri? That's how people treat. So what I like to do is I like to think ahead. First of all, it's not a suit. But anyway, it's not gray. Hey, Zach, somebody said this isn't gray. They have doctors for eyes that'll help you with that. Sometimes, even this, I try to look ahead. I try to see what's going to happen and then plan for it. Always have some options, always have some decisions to make. But then once I make it, I go 110%. But sometimes, just sometimes, it doesn't work out that way because other people don't believe in what you see and other people don't go along with what you see and they push back. Now, I think it's to be expected when people don't agree, they push back. And I'm okay with that. But at some point, you get tired. And so right now, and actually one of the reasons I'm taking off this weekend is, I'll be honest and totally transparent. Sometimes you get tired of living ahead of the curve. Sometimes you get tired of thinking about what's going to happen and then planning for it. And then you tell everybody, hey, by the way, I was thinking this. Like, that's not going to happen. You don't have to worry about it. That's not going to. And then it happens. And then they look at me like, well, you knew before. No, I didn't know. I just kind of have this really innate ability of seeing around the curve. If those things add up, and in the 10, 20, 30 times in the past that's happened, the odds are significantly in its favor to happen again. But then I tell people, and because they haven't experienced it, they kind of tell me to go kick rocks. And I used to be the kind of person where I would still stay there. And then if it happened, I was there to help them. And I was there to lift them up and make them feel good. And now I'm not doing that. If you dig a hole and I tell you you're digging the hole too close, you should be digging the hole outside the hole, not in the hole. And you start digging the hole while standing in the hole and the dirt falls in on you, I'm not helping you. Because I told you multiple times, hey. And when I did help people out the hole, they got mad at me for not forcing them to not stand in the hole. And I know it's a metaphor, but I'm trying to get you to understand. What do you do with people like that? I learned to just stop. Sometimes you can see ahead of the curve or around the bend. People don't want to know. They want to find out for themselves. I think there's some things in life you don't need to find out for yourself. You need to know it before you step in it. And then that way, when you step in it, you may not have the experience, but you have the wisdom to apply what you know. But then some people just, that phrase I don't like to use, lean into it. But I guess you have to when you're on skis. Some people like lean past beyond their skis. They live their life in the front, no matter what, come what may. And that's dangerous too. That's dangerous because your head will hit the tree before your skis. And that does nobody good. Doesn't do any good. But yet that's how some people live life. Now, some people call that a blessing. Some people say, you know, it's great to have enough life experience or wisdom or intellect or whatever, information, data, so that when you see something about to happen, you can plan for it. But that's not true. And I try to explain to people. Sometimes you can get tired of seeing around the curve, seeing around the bend, out past your skis. Some people call it a blessing. For me, it's a curse.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Yeah, y'all better not jump into the chat and not say hello to me first before you say hello to everybody else. So I'm about to say that. About to feel some kind of way. About to cry and stuff. Miles said they're popping off now since we over here in the chat are not important. Why would you even say that? Ridiculous. Matthew just wants somebody to mention his name. He said, that suit ain't gray. Whatever. Glasses, Matthew, glasses. And Zach said, it's gray. So what are you talking about? Dark gray, and the key word was darkness. I didn't ask the color, sir. Well, I wasn't talking to you. Okay, that's my pop-off for today. Demetri said, I certainly hope everybody's doing okay out here, especially during the government shutdown. I don't work for the government, so I ain't got that problem. And I don't work for the federal government. When I did work for the government, I didn't work for the federal government, so I don't have a problem. Yeah, life. Welcome to the way everybody else has to live in the world in the private sector. Sometimes they tell you, oh, by the way, you don't have a job. And then you don't have a job. So that's how it goes. I'm just saying. That's how it goes. Hey, who is this? Ryu? Ken? No. You gotta say hello to me first. Then you can say hello to the rest of the chat. How vain is that? 833-212-1017 is the number. Do we tend to favor black people in pretty much all situations, but yet we complain when white people do it? They're sticking up for each other, but yet whenever something happens and it's a black person, we tend to, and notice I said we, I didn't say y'all, it's us. We tend to bend the rules, bend the way things are seen, bend the way the situation is to make it fit what we think it should be or what we think it is. I have a perfect example. So ICE is now targeting black people in Chicago. Now, they're probably targeting Hispanics and Asians and whoever else, right? But we don't complain when ICE goes after Hispanic people. But we complain when we're targeted. Vic Mensa is sounding the alarm on ICE targeting black Chicagoans. He's a rapper. Calls for unity, vigilance, and resistance, which is not a smart thing to do in my estimation, as immigration crackdowns escalate in black neighborhoods. This is from thegrio.com. The presence of immigration and customs enforcement continues to grow in cities and communities around the country, with its latest stop being Chicago, Illinois. Despite state and city officials pushing back on the Trump administration efforts to bring federal law enforcement into the city, reports of ICE raids have begun to spread across the Windy City. Well, you can't. But anyway, ICE raided a building in South Shore in the middle of the night, predominantly black neighborhood, used flash grenades to wake people up, arrested them naked, rounded them up and detained black people and Venezuelans. ICE is separating black parents from children, handcuffing kids, choking out black men at traffic stops. Here's what I'm asking. Where's the evidence? You can't say something that inflammatory that can cause people to march, protest, riot. And if it happens, I understand that that's your right and prerogative to do that. But you got to show some proof. You really need to show some proof. You can't get people ginned up about something and end up like the Black Lives Matter woman in Boston who stole all the money and now she's about to go to jail. You can't just follow it because it's black. You can't just support it because it's black. You need to do your due diligence. You need to look at it and vet it and trust, but verify. And so we've got to start doing this. So first of all, black people, just like the superintendent in Iowa, he was here illegally. And they found out he was here illegally, and they went and arrested him. Why would you get mad about somebody being in a city using your taxpayer dollars, some of them not working, and living off your dime? Like, where in the universe is that okay? Because if a white person tried to do it, you'd be complaining. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But when it's a black person, we just kind of let it slide. Under the guise of oppression, when that particular person may not have been oppressed. And then we throw it into systems of oppression, but then don't identify them. And then when you get pressed, the only thing you have to complain about is Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? You knew, you were told, this is when you have to leave, and you decided not to leave. So if ICE comes and gets you, not only should anyone should not complain, but nobody should lift a finger to help you because you dug your own hole. You did that. You overstayed your student visa. You didn't handle it and go back, and when your lawyer said you're free, who probably didn't do the work but took the money, who knows? You didn't verify it. You didn't go down to the office. Hey, I want to check my immigration status. They should have sent you a letter. Did you move? Simple stuff, but we don't do that. I didn't know I was driving without a license. Well, why don't you go to the police station and ask, hey, can you do me a favor? Here's my name, my race, my gender, and my date of birth. Can you run me to see if my driver's license is valid? Call them on the phone. Hey, can you do me a favor? I just need to know if my license is valid. They probably won't take it over the phone. But there's got to be somewhere you can look to see if your license is valid. These are easy things to do. You have people saying ICE is our problem. In some instances, I can see that, especially when they make mistakes and take people that aren't supposed to be taken out. I got that. But you're talking about people who are, by and large, criminals. And we get upset when people don't care about us. But I think we over care about us to the point where we let criminals stay in a neighborhood. We let criminals stay in this country. We let criminals run roughshod over us and then complain because they actually got arrested and they're a criminal. But because they're black, we believe they need to, we feel some kind of way about it. Why? Do you feel different about a black man who commits sexual assault of a child or a black woman that commits sexual assault of a child versus a white man? And why are you looking at the person who did it? Why aren't you looking at the victim? But we have this thing, and nobody will talk about it, and nobody will fix it. 833-212-1017. When white people do things to black people, we lose our minds. And when black people do things to black people, we say nothing. Actually get argued. Why are you bringing up black crime? Why are you bringing up black on black crime? It has nothing to do. What? Because black on black crime is more than white on black crime. But we only get mad at white on black crime. So what about the victims of black on black crime? This makes no sense. 833-212-1017 is the number. So somebody is saying, and where'd you get this story at? Tell me where you found it. They're intimating that somebody called ICE on a contractor who was Hispanic after they finished the roof on an apartment complex so they wouldn't have to pay them. Then the fire department showed up with ladders where when they wouldn't come down. For me, that's funny. I'm sorry. But then that man should be what? He should be charged with something, theft, disorderly conduct, something, for cheating somebody. That's fraud. He committed a fraud. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. Attorneys are really good at correcting me. That man should be charged with fraud. And if the victim has standing, whether he's a, I don't know what to call him, illegal alien, if he's here illegally or not, he still has rights. Seriously. But here's my question. How are you doing work like that so that if you get hurt, you're not going to get unemployment? You're not going to get disability? Who pays for that? What company hired you to do work on a building and you're illegal? The company itself is literally breaking the law. Same thing with the superintendent. How you get jobs in 4 different cities and you didn't have a legitimate work status? You lied every time you filled out an I-9 for immigration to prove that you were a U.S. citizen, and then submitted your driver's license as proof because you know you need a birth certificate to get a driver's license. Or did you? They were giving them out like candy not too long ago. So I get it, but come on. Giving people too much of a break. Now, you do know there are people of Hispanic descent that look black. I'm just saying. And it was also Illinois, so there's something about that too. Yes, that's my hometown, but sometimes people in Illinois do some strange stuff. I'm just saying. WLS-TV, Channel 7 in Chicago is reporting Naperville owner was left with an unfinished roof in disbelief after neighbors told his family they believe ICE agents came to his house to detain crew members working on his house. So you didn't check them when you hired them. Like you got to check every time. Hey, Zach, you got a birth certificate and a driver's license and one of them little baby cards with your feet and your hands on it to show you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 5 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years. Keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. And we'll count. 1,000. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
All right, we've got an issue on, let's see, it was on Highway 60 in Washington County, just east of the freeway, just east of I-41. We've got right at Scenic Road, the right lane blocked. Actually, they're saying it's pavement damage, so we may have some buckling, believe it or not. Those warm temperatures, man, oof, they do a number. We do have also that closure on US 45, just south of Union Grove, north and southbound, closed right now because of a crash. It's closed between Highway 11 and County Highway KR, the Racine-Kenosha County line. So watch out for that. Otherwise, westbound 94 backed up out of the Marquette, heading towards Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes from the zoo to the county line. On the eastbound side, we got backups from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, very warm, a high of 84 at the lake, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Wisconsin Badgers backup quarterback Danny O'Neal continues to get the majority of the Badgers' first-team practice reps as they prepare for their Week 6 contest versus Michigan. Starter Billy Edwards Jr. is still working his way back from a leg injury he suffered in Week 1 versus Miami of Ohio. The Big Ten is discussing about a private equity deal that would infuse about $2 billion into the league and its schools, sources tell ESPN on Wednesday. The discussions include a 10-year extension of the league's grant of rights until 2046, which would ensure long-term stability in the Big Ten. And the third decisive game between the San Diego Padres and Chicago Cubs in the National League wildcard round happens today at 4 p.m. The winner will play the Milwaukee Brewers in the divisional round starting on Saturday. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I'm seeing stories on CNN. And there's this documentary, I'll call it that, called The Librarian. And it spotlights library workers standing up to book bans. And so, first of all, are you okay with people banning books? I am. If it's your community, you have community standards. If you don't want books in libraries where kids can't get to them, that's your prerogative. I don't have a problem with it. You should section it off, put somebody there and say, these are adult books, you can't read them. Banning books that children should not be reading, children should not have to bother with or deal with anything gender-related, sex-related, anything adult-related, you should not be bothering with it. I don't care whether you believe children can or cannot be straight or gay as a child or trans or whatever, not as a child. When you become an adult, knock yourself out, read whatever you want, go wherever you want, do whatever you want to do. But they're talking about this thing of we're normalizing book banning. So watch this. Not all books are in the Library of Congress. But normally the Library of Congress will get at least one copy and put it in there because somebody wrote it. I get it. They even give awards. They said 6,000. What is that noise? You hear it? They said 6,870 books have been banned out of libraries. Now, you might think, as they call it, it's rampant and common. That's a lie. Why is that? Because right now, today, every year, they make about 500,000 to 1 million books that are published, from self-publishing all the way up to the big houses. In the Library of Congress, there are 41 million books. You hear that? 41 million books in the Library of Congress. So let's say all the books that are banned are in the Library of Congress. And we know there are many more books other than the books that are in the Library of Congress. So 6,870 books divided into 41 million books is 0.01675% of all books published are being banned. So since y'all like to use percentages, I just thought I'd tell you, you don't need percentages. You could use the real number, use the real data. I heard a conservative talk show host the other day talk about, she said, the percentage of people, and that's why crime in the black community is so bad. She admitted freely that there were more white people committing crime, but it wasn't as many white people because the percentage was low. And I'm thinking to myself, did Dingbat understand that the more people you have, the lower the percentage? But if you count actual numbers, the number itself is more than the amount of black people committing crime. So you could say 40% if you want, 40% of males, 60% of males. We're only 13 million people in a population of 163 million white people. By virtue of just sheer numbers, more of y'all commit crime than we do. But she was stuck on the percentage, and I thought, how disingenuous. This person was actually an attorney. Clearly they didn't take math. Clearly they didn't do math. But I thought that made absolutely no sense at all. And it's unfortunate because they just perpetuated the lie that all black people do is commit crime. The problem is a whole bunch of white people commit crime too. And nobody says anything about it. The guy that went to the state capitol yesterday or day before, screamed and hollered and threatened to blow it up. They arrested him. 33 years old, had a probation violation or something, but we didn't see his picture. That's how we know the person is probably white. Because when it's a white person, we never see their face. We never see their face. You can tell when somebody in a suburb commits a crime because even though they have their picture, well, they haven't been charged by the district attorney's office. But somehow they'll figure out a way for a black person's picture to get well, because of the heinousness of the crime, that's not a good enough excuse to violate somebody's First Amendment right. Or what is it? Sixth Amendment? Anyway, their right to privacy. It's not. It's not a reason. But yet they do it all the time. Why? Because that's the media. That's what they do. And it's unfortunate that we have to put up with it. But until we get in places where we can be in charge, we'll have those sensibilities and those sensitivities to go, no, I'm not going to release it until I have verification. Or if the person hasn't been charged, no, we're not releasing it. And that's what I did as the public information officer. Oh, they used to get mad at me. The detective bureau they were always mad at me. Are you releasing this? Nope. Why? They're not charged. They always want me to release the black guy who got arrested, or you accidentally leak an address, or accidentally, but you never do it for the white people on the South Side. And so it just got old. Not everything has to be racial. Not everything has to be, oh my God, it's sometimes you just got bad people that do bad things. But regardless of race, we need to call them out. We need to say you were wrong. Hey, what's up, LT? What are you doing? Hey, Dimitri, how come every time I play a record, you say that was your jam? Like, what is that? What is that? You ain't got nothing else to do but listen to music on the truth? Well, I think that's a great thing to do. 833-212-1017 is the number. Fonz say over 40 million black people in U.S., not accounting for Africans and Caribbeans. Okay? I'm talking about African Americans. We're not talking about Caribbeans, and I'm not talking about Africans. Okay? All right. But I get it. But even if it's 40 million, and you're right, I'm thinking 13%, 13 to 14%, and 40 million blacks. My bad. Well, that kind of makes it worse, though. 40 million versus 100 and... Wow. Okay. All right. I'll stand corrected. But you're right. 40 million blacks. We make up about 13% of the population. At some point, we just need to correct the narrative. And until we do, we're going to keep believing the nonsense that they keep painting about the country and how great we were. But how is it that you came and discovered something that was already here 200 to 500 years before you got here? But don't they do that all the time? Only when they discover it does it become meaningful. That's ridiculous. I guess that's why we're named America.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I'm inviting you to Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa to try their brand new crispy chicken sandwich, available only for a limited time. Make sure you come out Thursday, October 9th, as I'll be broadcasting live the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4 from Cousin Subs on 124th West Burleigh Street, right next to Lowe's. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Show live from Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa on Thursday, October 9th. Come through, say what's up, and grab your sandwich while it lasts.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me see what the talking text line is talking about. The YouTube chat. Dimitri only stuck on music, y'all. LT says, Sheena Easton was my jam until she was on Miami Vice. What? LT, you're vanquished from the YouTube chat. You can no more talk about the YouTube chat. My favorite TV show before NCIS, the original NCIS. See, that don't count because my actual number one TV show was The Cosby Show. Number 2 is A Different World. Number 3 is NCIS. But tied with number 3 is Miami Vice. The 5 seasons from the 1980s. Not that nonsense y'all be watching with these idiots now. And now they're trying to remake it again. I'm like, come on, dude. You can't remake Miami Vice. The colors, Miami, all that. It was... And I don't even remember, what was it Colin Farrell? And Jamie Foxx? And I'm like, what is this nonsense? And that's kind of dumb, Matthew. I ain't calling you dumb. That's kind of dumb. You know NCIS is still on today, and they've had like 4 iterations of it. But I know you don't keep up with that because you're too young. Yes, I'm a real old head. I'm an original. So don't be tripping about talking about stuff you don't even know nothing about. SVU, he said SVU is the GOAT. It's good, but here's what I don't like about SVU. They just had an episode on the other night where they tried to make Ice out to be the bad, mean white guy who was, and I'm like, a lot of people that work in ICE are Hispanic, but anyway, and the CPB. I'm sorry, the Border Patrol, CBP. I just find it interesting that they try to put certain thoughts in your mind and have you think a certain way, vote a certain way, make these people good, those people bad. I don't like that on TV. I just want to watch a TV show where you're not trying to tell me what I should think or what my politics should be or what's right and wrong. It's just... And so when I saw that episode, I just kind of turned off like, come on. We're going to make ICE look bad. They're going to arrest somebody. And I don't think. I agree with Curly Q. Outside of Cosby, in A Different World, those are the best shows. He said ER. Bye. You notice the shows, anyway. And wait a minute. LT, you like Gina? Gina Calabrese? Yeah, I even knew the first and last names of all the. Are you serious? I like Trudy. And you remember what the sign that was sat on, you remember the sign that sat on Trudy's desk? You ever watch Old School? See, people today in Zach's generation need to go back to watch TV shows from the 80s when they were real. Why? Hell no. Why?
It's too old and like
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, wrong word choice. If they reformat it so it fits the whole TV, then maybe. But I don't want to see the two like black squares on
They don't have that for 1980s. I don't know what you're talking about. 1960s TV, 1950s TV. They don't have that for what? And I apologize. I wasn't calling you dumb, so that's not what I was saying. What? Huh?
Or like remake it in HD or something. I don't want to see the pixelated.
You can stream it. What are you talking about? Pixelated? Man, what world do you watch? We're talking 1950s and 60s where stuff is pixelated. 80s isn't pixelated.
Compared to today, yes.
No, you're just used to listening to stuff that way. We like actual stereo with Dolby and a couple other. And y'all will take your phone and think you listening to great music when it's all digital, when in fact, a good old-fashioned record is warm and beautiful. But you don't know nothing about that.
Here we go. So I can hear the little static.
No, the warmth of the music and the musicians. But you don't know nothing about that either. You just play music. You can't play an instrument.
I play like 7 instruments.
Like what?
Bass guitar, steel pans, 2 sets of steel pans, piano. I produce.
You can play piano. Producing don't count. You can play piano.
Yes.
Like beginner, intermediate, or
intermediate.
Okay. And what's your favorite song you can play?
Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars.
Nah.
Sorry, for Elise.
No. Got to be a little more bougie if you're gonna play the piano player. Right? Can you play some Chopin?
No, on my bass, maybe.
I'm so disappointed.
When it comes to classical, that's what my double bass is for.
The caller, please save me.
Of course I will save you. What I will say that DJ Brother Z is somewhat of an old soul. The fact that he actually
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I'm complimenting you, sir.
He even admits he's not.
I'm just speaking from the aspect that he actually desired at some point to put his hands on a real instrument, and so I commend him for that. But what I think,
dude is in here shaking his head and telling me in my ear he is not. So
what you can find.
I would ask you to respect what he's saying, because he just out there.
I respect what he says. This is just my humble opinion.
Wow.
And a compliment. Coming from me, it's a compliment.
Wow.
But what I want to say about old television shows, I couldn't wait to see things like I Spy or listen to The Temptations, because when you get a chance to look back at history of music or history of anything, you gain a different perspective, and maybe some of those things that you don't know are samples, you do find out someone made that song, or maybe it was the theme song to a television show. And when it comes to TV shows, I don't think you can top George Jefferson. He was his own man. He was everything that we talk about on 101.7 The Truth. And I bet if you ask Denise Thomas, he's one of the people who inspired her.
Well, he's quiet about it. So, all right, caller, thank you much. I appreciate it. I would have hoped you would have said, respected DJ Brother Z's wishes, but oh well. 833-212-1017 is the number. Curly Q say, DJ Brother Z, you play the upright bass? Yes. 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 But he's just telling you. I mean, TV shows were better. The quality of the storyline was better. They wasn't blowing everything up and having car chases and everything. Like, there was an actual, like, a drama stayed a drama. I heard somebody say this one time. Well, I can't watch this drama because it didn't make me laugh. Do you literally realize what you just said? Or, like the caller said, listening to music and recognizing this is actually the original, it is not sampled. Actually talking about somebody from 30 years ago, 40 years ago, they sampled the music. What are you even talking about? That's the original. Oh, it is? Yes. And it's unfortunate we have it, but Abstract Noir said, I suspect Zach is in his 20s. You're incorrect. But my generation of music aficionados tend to look back and explore music from yesteryear. And what like, generation are you in? Huh? I'm going to wait for Abstract Noir because it'll take a little bit. TV shows had theme songs that I still remember. Yeah, do you remember any theme song from any show? If it's streaming is only like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, and boop, they want to get to the show. It's not about being an 80s baby. Come on now. Come on now. Miami Vice was a classic when it was on. Like, people actually understood and knew that show is going to be around forever. Just like The Cosby Show, just like A Different World. Now, I heard a rumor that they're trying to bring back A Different World with some of the original characters playing parents, and their children are going to Hillman and their alumni. I think that would be pretty cool. But the writers of the show have to have the quality behind it. You can't just put somebody younger in and say they're a young writer, and they're because A Different World didn't take off until Debbie Allen, a boomer, came in and changed the show and made it what it actually was, and not some weak, dried up, whiny show. It was great. Curly Q, stop. And you embarrassing me because you admit publicly that you watch Frasier. I've never seen an episode of Frasier or Seinfeld or what was the other one? Friends. I've never seen an episode of it, and I'm proud of it. You know why? Because I never saw any black people in any of them. Is that racist? I guess so.
Straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue. Your impulsive negative thoughts, reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV, the music. And now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back, they coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more. Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Now, this is Zech in high school and his orchestra playing. Sent to him moments ago from his orchestra teacher. And so there you have it. He's got proof. He played in the orchestra because his orchestra teacher sent us the file and we put it on the air. That's how important, that's how great, that's how powerful 1017 The Truth is. 833-212-1017 is the number. Y'all still tripping. Yeah, X-Files was it, though. I mean, it was like, I love X-Files. Some of the stories kind of freaked me, you know, they kind of freaked me out, but, you know, for the most part, I am a staunch, like if there's something, let me think of it. what makes a show something that is your favorite show? Right? You know what it is for me? I can watch all the episodes. I have seen every single episode of Miami Vice, and I have seen every single episode of X-Files and all the movies. And I can watch any of them in any order and know where they stood and where they stand and what season it was in and who was doing what and who was where. It's just weird. You know, really? Al, really?
Hey,
how many black people did Seinfeld have in it? How many black people?
Well, he had one major black character played by Phil Morris, who was the son of Greg Morris.
That don't count.
You remember Greg?
I know who Greg
Jackie
Morris
Childs?
is, and I know who Philip Morris is.
Oh, my God. Okay. So Jackie Childs was hilarious. Watch that last episode.
I don't care. I'm never watching Seinfeld. I'm never watching.
Did you like Bob Newhart?
Yeah, I only watched Bob Newhart at 8:30 on Saturday night because my mother that's what she let us watch. Because she was watching it.
Take Bob Newhart and pretend like all the Seinfeld cast are Bob Newhart's patients.
But I didn't choose to watch Bob Newhart. I didn't wake up in the morning on Saturday after cartoons that actually didn't have black people in them and decide to watch Newhart. My mother said she watching Newhart. She watched Bob Newhart at 8:30, and I think, Mannix came on at 9 o'clock? Because Bob Newhart was on CBS and Mannix and all that. So, but I'm trying to remember who came on after Bob Newhart.
It was like Mary Tyler Moore.
That was at 8 o'clock.
Was it Bob Newhart?
Mary Tyler Moore and Bob Newhart, Saturday night, 8 and 8:30.
And was Carol Burnett on?
Carol Burnett was 9 o'clock. You're right.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway.
And then Sunday night was roller derby. Sunday night was roller derby, so you had to watch roller derby. That was our WWE. It was too violent. What? It was fake.
My grandmother.
It was fake.
My grandmother liked wrestling on Saturdays.
Ooh.
With the Crusher.
Ooh. And then they had all those TV shows on Channel 32 in Chicago from like Europe, like The Avengers with Patrick McNee and all that. So yeah, okay.
Anyway, I thought I'd let you know that. Okay. You have a good day.
All right, take care. One black person. See? Even black people. Hey, look, we got one black person. I'm sorry. That was mean. But at least I admit it, right? At least I'm consistent. You don't have to shake your head. Like, dude, like, see, this generation, they don't like know how to be subtle. They don't understand how. They just speak their mind. Wow, look at that. That's stupid. Like, really? Well, look, she fat. Like, what are you saying? Like, what? It's like they don't care. You know what it is? They don't care if they get canceled. They be like, oh, you cancel me? Okay, bye. It's like, wait, where you going? I was just, nope, you canceled me. I'm going. Goodbye. It's terrible. It's just terrible. But we got to put up with them because, somebody has to pay Social Security.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So it's going to be one of them days, huh? It's going to be one of them days. Should I do it? Can I do it? Can I? I think I got the voice. I think I could even fake it. I think I'd be able to fake it. I think I can. I think I can be able to fake it. I can be like, yep. Anyway, it's live radio. You should just roll with it and deal with it. I'm just saying. Okay, let me get my voice together so I can say it. Like I said, you ready? Okay.
Number 5.
You know that wasn't me. From JS Online, one of the state's most popular governors is considering taking another shot to run for his old office. Tommy Thompson, who was governor from 1987 to 2001, said this week he's seriously considering joining the 2026 Republican primary for governor. I'm still looking at it, and I'm seriously looking at it, says Thompson, 83, in an interview on WTMJ. So that what goes into it, but no decision has been made. Just thinking about it. But anyway, it goes on to say, but it's certainly something that is not too far removed from my brain. Of course, they called him, but he didn't return the call to JS Online. If elected governor 4 times and served as, well, he was elected governor 4 times and served as President George W. Bush's health secretary. In more recent years, Thompson served as the president of the University of Wisconsin, then known as UW system, leading the constellation of universities through the coronavirus pandemic, stepped down in 2022. How you feel about that? How you feel about that? Well, Thompson would scramble the Republican primary field that has already been disrupted by the abrupt departure of Whitefish Bay Manufacturing CEO Bill Berrien. So Washington County Executive Josh Shulman, U.S. Representative Tom Tiffany are the only major Republican candidates in the field today. That would be interesting. 83 years old. He would actually be older than Donald Trump. That's a lot. That's a lot. There's a lot of things going on around the city. There's a lot of things happening around the city. There's a lot of things that we have to deal with. And I'm at a point now where do we need to start looking at some types of things and crimes that are on the books and start either mitigating them or coming up with alternative sentencing, things of that nature? Because sometimes, you know, I mean, I get it, but some guy got in trouble for stealing, like, scrap metal.
Number 4.
From Fox6now.com, a 49-year-old South Milwaukee man is accused of stealing scrap metal from his employer and selling it. So am I to understand that scrap metal that you're throwing away, that they're going to sell it? Or if it's scrap metal because it was extra from something else you made, like, he stole it? Well, he's accused, Jonathan Arston, of stealing scrap metal and later selling it. He faces a single count of theft, valued $2,500 to $5,000. According to the criminal complaint, a Franklin police officer was sent to Zone Mechanical on South 5th Street February 6th to investigate a theft. Officers spoke with the warehouse coordinator who indicated the defendant was an employee at Zone Mechanical and that on February 5th he was observed on video taking copper piping from the business. The investigating officer watched the surveillance video, the person entered the business after hours and is seen selecting copper pipes and assorted items from the scrap metal bin, placing them in his take-home work van and leaving with the items. It was $3,167.40 worth of copper piping. And he sold the items for $320. Okay, so now we got to go, what are you, dumb? He regrets taking these items from the business and knows it was a mistake. Bond was set at $500. His initial court appearance was couple days ago, and now he is prepared to have a preliminary hearing on the 13th of October. So, does he have any priors? Does it matter? A $500 cash bond? Really? Stole $3,000 worth of copper piping. Admitted it. And then sold it for $3,000. First of all, we need to talk about this guy, where he went to school, and did he really pass math the way he should have? Rule number 1. You sold $3,000 worth of copper piping for $320. It was worth 10 times. 10 times. You sold it a dime on the dollar. He deserved to get caught.
Number 3.
We have a Glendale shooting update. We talked about it the other day. A deadly shooting in Glendale left 3 children without their mother. Glendale police said late Monday night. We talked about it the other day. Someone shot 45-year-old woman. Family identified the victim as Kamanti McFarlane. McFarlane, loved ones gathered at her home yesterday night, bringing balloons, candles, and photos of her. Family says she was a mother of an 11-year-old son and an 8-year-old twin daughters. She was a great mom. She was a great mom. She took after her mom. She took those kids everywhere they needed to go, and I'm proud of her, dead or alive. I'm proud of my baby, said Beverly Coleman, McFarlane's mother. McFarlane was a dental hygienist at Milwaukee Health Services for nearly 19 years. That is unfortunate. That is so very unfortunate. But we got to remind people, some things should never happen. And so, heart and prayers go out to that family. Somebody did it before, and people were upset about it, and it happened again. But usually when you do certain things, you can have a bad outcome. And I keep telling people and keep reminding people, but nobody seems to listen to me. If you shoot at the cops, you're going to go to jail.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, a 31-year-old man was taken into custody in Milwaukee yesterday after a shots fired incident. Well, what happened? Well, according to police, officers were called out to 89th and Lynx, just east of 91st and Bender, around 4:40 in the afternoon to check for a wanted suspect. And while on the scene, officers encountered the suspect who ran into an apartment and fired shots toward the officers. No officers fired their weapons. No one was injured by police. But, of course, they identified him, the 31-year-old man who eventually surrendered and was arrested. The suspect's firearm and illegal narcotics were also discovered. Rule number 1, if you are being chased by the police, do not run where there are guns and illegal drugs and drug money. I'm just saying, it's just a friendly reminder. Think of it as a public service announcement for the black community and the white community and the Hispanic community and the Asian, Pacific Islander, and Native American. Stop. Or better yet, just don't commit a crime.
Number 1.
Okay, you ready for this story, Zach? You ready for it? The federal government is still closed. Okay, we're done. So we're on day 2. They're still closed. They probably not going to open up anytime soon. So, anyway. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, I guess I'm going to go to the talk and text line. Now, look, you know how I can get people to talk about movies? Tell people don't talk about movies. Remember I said I was talking about TV shows and not movies? Now everybody's listing all the movies they want, which is exactly what I want. Whatever. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mari said, before I go, take a break, did you watch All in the Family or MASH? I watched both. If so, what did you think of it? By the way, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, and Al is wrong. Jackie Childs was a minor, albeit memorable character. There are no black major characters in Seinfeld. Of course not. Of course not. And yes, The Angel, I know that, Debbie Allen is going to be the director of the new A Different World. Thanks for reminding me of that. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm going to tell you now, if my 2 favorite characters or 3 favorite characters aren't in there, right, then I'm not going to watch it. Okay, let me just be straight. If Jasmine Guy is not if Jasmine Guy is not in A Different World, there's really no reason for me to ever watch it again.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretends conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that
That was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tired of that Golf Channel day and night? Maybe it's time to get out there. Coldwater Canyon Golf Course at Chula Vista Resort in Wisconsin Dells. A traditional front nine and a link-style back nine. Perfect for a family outing or a stay-and-play package. And Chula has new thrills like the futuristic Rainbow Rapids Water Park Edition and dual zipline racing. Plus Wisconsin's #1 rated steakhouse. All on site. Check it all out at chulavistaresort.com.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, let me rock it, Chaka Khan. Let me rock it, that's all I wanna do. Chaka Khan, let me rock it, Chaka Khan. Let me rock it, 'cause I feel for you. Chaka Khan, what you tell me what you wanna do? Do you feel for me the way I feel for you? Chaka Khan, let me tell you what I wanna do. I wanna love you, wanna hug you, wanna squeeze you too. And let me take it in my arms, let me fill you with my charm, Chaka. 'Cause you know that I'm the one to keep you warm, Chaka. I make it more than just a physical dream. I wanna rock you, Chaka, baby, 'cause you make me wanna scream. Let me rock it, rock it.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Your band could never play that. Now, the band at my high school could play that, Chicago Vocational. I'm just kidding. Most high school orchestras were really good. And it didn't matter where they came from. Because I think music is one of those universal things that no matter what it is, you just got good at it. So, because DJ Brother Z and they're rocking to Chaka Khan. And she's got to be, 72, 73 years old now? She's up there. Dude, really? Really? She got shoes older than you. And the shoes look better than you. Some people can't take nowhere. 23 minutes after the hour. It's 70 degrees right now. The low tonight is going to be dropping down to 61. Winds are from the southeast at 10 miles an hour. And tomorrow, tomorrow I should probably click 10-day, and then that'll probably tell me exactly what tomorrow is. 10-day weather looks like Friday, high of 85, mostly sunny with a 3% chance of rain. Saturday, 85, sunny with a chance of 4% chance of rain. And then Sunday, it drops all the way down to 80. with a 2%. Looks like it's going to be a hot weekend. Take an umbrella or take a fan. Take something because it's going to be hot outside. 833-212-1017 is the number. From WISN.com, Siobhan Williams, the mother of the 7-year-old boy that was kidnapped that we talked about a couple months ago, and it was captured on surveillance video, will not face any criminal charges related to the abduction, despite having been labeled by police as uncooperative with the investigation to locate her son. 12 News Investigates has learned. The investigation into Miss Williams is now complete, and we will not be issuing charges against her. Milwaukee County Chief Deputy District Attorney Jeff Altenberg said yesterday by email. Williams, 25, had been in Milwaukee County Jail since July 13th, 2 days after the surveillance cameras captured two people jumping out of an SUV near 61st and Eustis to snatch Jamal White. One of the people can be seen holding a gun as White's father retreats to the home as White runs up the driveway. The other kidnapper is seen carrying the boy to the SUV. The two abductors return to the SUV as a third person drives away. The suspect was sparked an Amber Alert. It was all over the place. And the following day, July 12th, police found the boy at a home near 39th and Lloyd. And while White was missing, court records revealed the abductors called the boy's mother 40 times. They wanted $100,000 in cash and jewelry in exchange for the boy. A police investigator recalled the boy telling investigators, according to the search warrant affidavit in the case, Jamal stated on the first day he was with the man. He heard the man on the phone with his mother, identified as Siobhan Williams, and heard Siobhan tell the man that she would pick Jamal up. The same document indicated investigators grew frustrated with what they described as a lack of cooperation. And so I guess they took her into custody for obstructing, which is weird because, anyway, I guess it didn't matter because DA said it didn't matter. Because of her contact with the police, Department of Corrections issued a warrant for her probation violation. 12 News previously reported Williams was on probation for an unrelated case, and her probation status is currently under review. 3 individuals have been charged in the kidnapping: Corey Williams, who is not related to the boy's mother, Fabian Johnson, and a 14-year-old boy whose case is in juvenile court. According to the complaint and the search warrant affidavit, Corey Williams told investigators he, Johnson, and the 14-year-old planned to rob the boy's mother, whom the trio suspected was a drug dealer, but you really didn't know. But when she wasn't at home, court records show they decided to rob White's father at the house where the kidnapping took place. So I'm going to say something, and I know somebody's going to get mad. Would you let your 7-year-old get abducted in front of you? I mean, like, if you point the gun at me, I might pause, but but I can't second guess another person's actions because I wasn't there, and it sounds like you're saying this person should have been shot and killed or something, and I'm not saying that at all. I understand fully. It's a decision that was made, and it was a split-second decision, and it is what it is. I would love to be a fly on the wall to find out what exactly happened in that story, in that instance, that issue. I mean, of all the people you could have chosen to dredge up and rob, why me? Interesting. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Fawn said, I hate MASH and Friends. I like Frasier. Why do people like Frasier? Did they get their free therapy from Frasier since he was a psychologist or something? Anyway. Wayne said, Dr. Ken, if there is a remake of A Different World, you could easily play the role of Colonel Bradford Taylor. No, I couldn't. No way. Absolutely not. They'd have to put a cop character in there. Can't put no military character. What's wrong with you? Ugh. Anyway. LT said he got his parachute pants on now. Ugh. Somebody said, how do I feel about Good Times? I liked Good Times, but it reminded me when I was growing up how poor I was. Now, granted, I never grew up in the Jets, so that's what we call the projects. I never grew up there, so I felt like I was kind of okay because I didn't grow up in the projects. That's just me. I'm just saying. Dimitri said, Jasmine Guy, Kareem Hardison, Darryl Bell. Hey, what's up, Frat? Sinbad, Don Lewis, those are the only characters that need to be on A Different World. You needed some of the extra ones. What was her name? Cree Summer? You needed her because she was the really weird Canadian, you know she's Canadian, right? The weird Canadian, like pot smoking, herbal tea drinking, one of those. What about Charlene Brown, who wanted to be a medical doctor? So, yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. Dimitri, no, we're not going to say that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not going to repeat what he said. But as long as Jasmine Guy, Kareem Hardison, and Darryl Bell are in it, I'm okay. I never really got a big thing for Dawn Lewis, even though she wrote the theme song. Because when they hired her, and I saw on an interview when they hired her to do the show, they didn't know that she wrote the theme song. Because if they knew she wrote the theme song, they would not have hired her. They'd have been like, chick, we paying you, we paying you twice? Yes. And every time the song gets played, she gets paid. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But Sincere is right. Movies and scripts and music in the 80s, you just can't beat it. You cannot beat it. I mean, yeah. And then y'all listen to that nonsense now with mumble rap and all that other. Look at it. I turned shorty up. Sipping on that 1942. I got my 42. Oh, you got your 42. So we're going to sing about having a 40 ounce. Like, think about that. Like you're going to sing about. Now, watch this. My generation, we'd have just drank it and didn't tell nobody. You're going to sing about a 40 ounce. Can you say dumb? I'm just saying. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic for her last broadcast of the day. Here's Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound on 43, backing up from before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. There is an accident in the Marquette interchange off on the right shoulder on southbound 43. But beyond that, we've got delays all the way to the KK River. Northbound is backing up over the high-rise bridge to about North Avenue. Southbound 41, very heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. And the northbound side is backed up from just before Mayfair Road up to Capitol. And we do still have the closure on US 45 in just south of Union Grove, basically between Highway 11 and Highway KR, which is the Racine-Kenosha County line. 45 is closed there because of a crash. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, very warm, a high of 84 at the lake, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, no cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9 to 5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9 to 5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Wisconsin Badgers backup quarterback Danny O'Neal continues to get the majority of the Badgers' first-team practice reps as they prepare for their Week 6 contest versus Michigan. Starter Billy Edwards Jr. is still working his way back from a leg injury he suffered in Week 1 versus Miami of Ohio. The Big Ten is discussing about a private equity deal that would infuse about $2 billion into the league and its schools, sources tell ESPN on Wednesday. The discussions include a 10-year extension of the league's grant of rights until 2046, which would ensure long-term stability in the Big Ten. And the third decisive game between the San Diego Padres and Chicago Cubs in the National League wildcard round happens today at 4 p.m. The winner will play the Milwaukee Brewers in the divisional round starting on Saturday. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You got to tell that story now on the air, because
I met Phil Collins. Not met him, but I found out about him through Disney's Tarzan. Like most millennials and Gen Zs.
Not in the 1980s when he wasn't born. Not Miami Vice. Cartoon Tarzan.
Trash in the camp.
There's no help.
You'll be in my heart? Banger.
There's no... What's the world coming to?
Man Like Me? Oh, man. That's playing at my wedding.
Are you serious?
I made just to play the whole soundtrack at my wedding.
Okay. Okay. All right. We can't take him with us nowhere. We can't take him with us. Didn't Robert Downey Jr. make that song?
I thought Phil Collins did the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Guess we'll see.
Chances are you'll find me somewhere on your road tonight. Seems I always end up driving by.
That doesn't belong on Black Radio. We're going to turn that off. So, I'm just kidding. 833-212-1017 is the number. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's actually rapping about a 40 cal. I know. Oh. I know that. I was trying to play it down from that. Fawn said he's rapping about a 40 cal. I know. That's why I said 40 ounce, because I didn't want people to talk about a gun, but okay. Did Sinbad? I thought Sinbad was okay now. They said Sinbad had a stroke. I heard he had a stroke, but I didn't. I thought he was okay by now. Interesting. Interesting. Dr. Ken, how you feel about Good Times? Like I said, Dr. Ken, we've been through this already. I cannot believe this was real and caught on camera. But on what? What was real? Okay, so now people are typing the lyrics to In the Air Tonight in the chat. That is how much it takes people back. I can't think of any music. Like, what music takes you back, Zach?
Phil Collins.
Back to where? Last week?
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking 1980s. You're talking like, September 22nd. Okay. Can't take it. Somebody said Wrangler jeans music. Wow. Babar said, when the wedding? I guess who's in the wedding? Who you
That's
marrying?
the better question.
What do you mean? Well, I guess you got to have somebody to marry, huh? Yeah, that might work. That might work. In his case. It might work. It might work. 833-212-1017 is the number. Are you familiar with Burberry, the luxury store? Well, they dismissed their head of diversity, sparking questions of whether the luxury fashion house is signaling a broader retreat from diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. What efforts are you making in diversity, equity, and inclusion other than hiring people? They're letting people go in a broad restructuring of 1,700 jobs because can't nobody afford to pay for Burberry. Because it's expensive. I get it. Hey, can y'all hold on a second? Hold on a second. Hold on. Hello? No, I didn't, but I'm on the air live, and you're on the air live, so yes. Bye. And that's the quickest way. Now, you didn't hear the person, but that's the quickest way to ensure a person never calls you. They knew they were on the air because I let them know. The company announced that Jeffrey Williams, Burberry's global vice president of colleague attraction and inclusion, was let go amid a broader restructuring plan that aims to cut 1,700 jobs worldwide by 2027. They said Williams is being phased out as part of the company's overhaul, and as a part of a wider restructuring, Burberry has chosen to integrate responsibility for diversity, equity, and inclusion across the organization. This reflects a belief that DEI should be embedded throughout the culture and owned by leaders across the business. The successful transition from a centralized function to a shared responsibility will help ensure long-term sustainability. Can't argue with that. So now each unit is going to have to do it. You don't get stuck off in the side in the corner pretending like you're doing DEI, but not really doing it. Now, here's the question. Do you want DEI or do you want a job? Do you want somebody, and this is to Burberry, do you want somebody who can attract black people to you, or do you really not care? Black people are just an extra added person to sell to because in your mind, black people can't afford it. I wonder. Because all those things like Louis Vuitton and Burberry and Gucci, yeah, they get made overseas. And United Kingdom has a punitive tourist tax and tariffs imposed by the U.S. under President Donald Trump. So you might want to buy it, but when you're done paying the tariff, you're not going to want that because it's a percentage. And some of those purses are like $6,000, $10,000. Are you really going to pay a 22% tariff on a $10,000 purse? You're going to pay an extra $2,000, $2,200 on a purse? Come on. But they were making out like bandits, selling to black people, but not really, working with black people. See, my question is this. I don't really care what you did in diversity, equity, inclusion. How much money did you spend in my community? How many things did you support? How many organizations did you make sure they fed hungry children? Put clothes on backs, went to schools and helped kids develop the skill set, their preternatural, what's the word I'm looking for? Their preternatural abilities, right? Those things you're born with, right? Like we call people a natural baseball player or a natural this or a natural that or a natural runner. Things you're born with. Can we make those great and then do it? But we don't do that. We sit here and we play around and we pretend, but we really don't do anything. We really don't make any change. We really don't have an initiative. We just have a face. And when we say we're giving money to something, we give money to the NAACP, the Urban League, some organization that works with black people, but they don't really affect the lives of black people. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Somebody said there were 1.7 million Disney cancellations over Jimmy Kimmel. So I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. I think he's boring. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Jimmy Kimmel, don't. Burberry, a business. We sold you a product you liked. End of discussion. That makes no sense at all. Anyway. Yeah. Not really. City Girl said no personal calls while on the clock. Okay. That makes no sense. And so the only reason profit is a motive is in order to save money, they cut employees in order to have a better bottom line. That's why. Diversity really had nothing to do with it. Diversity is a throwaway position like public affairs. Like I can train all the other heads of the departments and directors and managers to talk to the press. and handle internal communications. So I don't really need a vice president of public affairs. It's just, you're a liaison. You're a person who kind of fills in and talks to people when the CEO doesn't want to. Y'all silly. I'm not. See, y'all be saying stuff in the chat. I just can't touch it because you're going to get me in trouble. This would literally be my last show if I read some of the stuff that's in the chat. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Yeah, every time I see it, I know it was a 40 cal, not a 40 ounce. Okay. But by the way, just in this last minute I got, have you thought about dual citizenship, finding out where you're from and then having citizenship in that country? I've thought about doing that. And so I'm thinking about going through dual citizenship in a country I trace my roots back to. And it's a collar country of Benin, of Nigeria. And I was looking at the region, and then I read a story yesterday that Boko Haram, since like 2009, has killed like 100,000 Christians because they're Muslim and they don't like them. And so I figured, I guess the only place I'm going is home.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's been one of them days, y'all. But we made it through. It is going to be a long weekend. So have a great weekend. Denise Thomas is in for me tomorrow. I am not on assignment. I am off. All right? Dr. Ken is on assignment. No, I'm not. Sherwin was on assignment. I haven't harassed him. I got to stop in next week and harass Sherwin. I haven't harassed him in quite a while. I got to call him and mess with him. I'm just saying. Hey, I also want to remind you that Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School Championship football. And Friday night, the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against rival West Dallas Hale Huskies. Kickoff is at 7. Friday night football is on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. I want to say thank you for hanging with me. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. I'm out. See you later on the chat. Don't work too hard.